Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Hannah and today's video is a really exciting one because I'm finally doing the last part of my little series where I turn the attic slash loft slash storage room into my bedroom. I'm finally back. The sun is out, my room is tidy and organised, and I'm ready. It's been a year, guys. It didn't take me a year to do my room. To be fair, it took me a year to organise my room. I was just kind of living in squalor a little bit. Honestly, I've had a year, let's just say that. Anyway, I'm going to be doing a room tour, it's going to be great. So much work has gone into this. If you haven't watched the other parts, then I highly recommend that you do. There's a lot of chaos, a lot of fun, and just seeing like the whole transformation. We started off in such a mess, and now I have a room. So before we get into it, I figured we should just do a little montage of everything that we've been through. So let's just do that. I'm going to be turning the loft in my mum's house into my bedroom slash art studio. I am not at 100% health right now, so there's a good chance I might die. My son, help him! Help me as a baby. I think it's a shell. Ow! I just smashed my head off the ceiling. Oh, that's a bit of a fucking wasp. I'm stuck. I'm so startled. Will this ever end? I'm trapped. Ah!
I will kill you.
I can do it! Me!
I can feel my heart in my mouth.
Look! I don't know what that was. I don't know what that was! Ow! No more messing around. I can finish it today. You wanna buy a cat? You wanna buy a blanket? You wanna buy a 5-foot lemongrass? What do you want? What else do you want? It's over! I have cleared the whole loft. I've actually never seen this room without holes in it before. This is a PSA to wipe your walls every now and then. It's stronger and better! A little bit more than just to eat.
This is interesting.
I'm scared. The room looks so good right now. I'm panicking a little bit. Nobody wants a salmon wall. I mean, maybe you do. I didn't want one. Now I've got one. The actual walls aren't really straight and they don't meet in a straight way. This is my mold. Oh my god! It's burning. Oh my gosh. Lucy. Ah! Help! Help! So that's done, I guess. But at what cost? Imagine we come up and the whole room's on fire. Doing amazing, sweetie. Go away! There's a lot of reviews saying that they just fell through the bed. I'm scared of it. Oh man. Ah! I have a bed. Lucy's dead. Synchronized knobbing. Oh. Ah! Guess he's just had a panic attack. It's cracked. It's all cracked. And then Lucy sat in my mocker. Oh my god. The gaming channel's dead. Oh my god. The moment of truth. I am gonna sit in it. God. Now we're finally here and I can finally show you my finished room. I love you. So I'm gonna start with my bed because having a bed was something that I talked about so much and I finally have it. I finally have my own bed. Can you believe it? Normally I would have a lot more teddies on, but I've actually moved them all down there just so that they're not up in my biz all the time. And then I have some storage underneath, so it's like bedding, pajamas. I have a heated blanket on it at the moment. Behind this, I have a Rapture poster from BioShock. I've been having nightmares, so I'm just hoping that making a dream catcher will help a little bit. Yeah, then I have this little Uncharted poster, and then I also have the map from The Witcher 3, which is very cool. on my light switch, I actually have these little devils that I've made. I did literally snap his arm off last night, so his arm is just there. I haven't shared much on the channel for a while, but I did have a crazy style mental breakdown this year. One of the coping things that I kind of developed was I made these little devil characters. I've made a lot of little bits, so you'll see them around the room. So anyway, yeah, they're the little devils I made for my light switch, because I thought it looked boring and I wanted it to look cute. Just above my bed, I have this tiny sun catcher. Next to my bed, I have my art trolley, and I also have a heater because it gets really cold in here. My art trolley has been something that's bothered me for years, but I've actually got it to the point where I can use it as a bedside cabinet, which is really nice. Got my Minecraft lantern. I haven't used this to like get around my room yet, but that's the dream. And then here, this is the corner of doom basically. So these are my acrylic pens, which I use all the time. I've got my pencil case. This is a bald Vegeta pin I made for Connor, and then he didn't take it home with him, so it's here. I have a whiteboard, which I'm supposed to be using to sort my life out, but I've not really used it since I got it. Jump scare, but I've got this Lafufu makeover that I did. This one was crazy, but I like how it turned out. And I did start collecting magnets. I do think I've lost some of them because they're definitely not all here. So here is my little set of drawers. Originally this was meant to be used for clothes, but there are no clothes in there. So in here there's like anything arty that's too big to just have on my art trolley. And then in here I've got all stuff that I don't really use that much. And then I'm not gonna go through all of these drawers just because they're boring, but they actually do have themes now. And Arthur had a great time while I was sorting them all out. He's fighting the devil in there. They just like to be in small places, don't they? Like this is my camera drawer, which is fun because I've never had a camera drawer before. And then on top I have lots of things. And then this is so cool. So Connor got me this for my birthday and it lights up and it's sick. How cool is that? I actually love it so much I could cry. This is what Vegeta wishes the height difference was. And then I have Lemon Grab. I actually got one of these when they first came out, but his nose snapped off, so I spent way too much money to get a new one. Also, most things have actually been stuck down with museum gel, which is cool. And then I have some of my little blind box guys displayed here with some other bits. These two are in love, by the way. I almost forgot to mention, but I do have a picture of Connor and Sandy having a cuddle, which is really lovely. So next up we have my desk chair, which is looking a bit sorry for itself, to be honest. This pillow was actually one of the first presents Connor ever got me, which was about 9 years ago. And then I've got a little blanket on it to give it a bit of pizzazz. Alright, so next thing is my desk. I'm so happy to have a place to work now. I've had to do so much work on the floor. I think my back and neck are permanently damaged. This is my little workspace. I actually haven't used it that much yet because I'm just called to the floor when I want to do things.
I'm gonna break every bone in your body. Ouch.
Anyway, so first I have this Gull Panda figure. I don't remember all the blind figure names, what series they are and all of that. If you're interested about a specific one, just let me know in the comments. I'll let you know what it is, but I'm not gonna go through what every little thing in my room is because we'll be here all day. And then I've also got these guys hidden away. I have a little photo of baby Connor. So cute. Creepers, Minecraft's Grim Reapers. And then at the back, I just have this print that I did. All my characters. These two belong to my friend Rachel. This was like one of the biggest group drawings that I've ever done. Next to me, I have my computer. I'm actually hoping to upgrade it soon. Up top, I have the guardians of my PC. Why is that not? A hench capybara. I actually bought a full set of blind boxes just to get him because I'm crazy. And these are his ladies. Got all my Bioshock figures, which are really cool. This one I've had forever. These two I got very recently because I wanted him to have a friend. We got two big daddies and a big sister, and I think they look sick. And then at the back I've got Oogie Boogie. I've got the Lich pop figure, and then he's got a little snail. If you know, you know. And then these are the little evil ghosties I made for my degree show. They were part of the game that I was designing. And they've got a tiny Ouija board. Oh, no. Imagine that means I'm cursed now. How cute is that? It makes me cry. And then this is sort of the centerpiece of my desk. We have Vegeta in the middle. This might actually be like my prized possession, to be honest. He just like looks at me judgmentally for motivation. Rachel actually got me him for my birthday. It's so cute. And then I have this tiny Margin Boo that I made. Ah! Yeah, he's so small, it's kind of hard to get him in focus, but like, there's my finger next to him.
Who gotta eat you?
These two are also in love. Little axolotls. Still never managed to get a blue axolotl in my game, by the way. While I was volunteering, the leader of the sessions gave me this at the end. It's so sweet. Here I have these guys who are also very, very sweet. And then this one, she lights up. Look at that, it's so cute. That's honestly healing my inner child just looking at that. And then at the back, I have a picture of Max, who passed away this year, but I really want to put a picture of him on my wall, so I'm going to find him a nice place to go. And then last but not least, we have Ice King. Look at his little face. Down here, I have another salt rock lamp. I actually didn't even know that this did this. It changes colours. I had literally no idea. My journals and sketchbooks. This thing where I like store some of my stickers and stuff. And then this little bowl where I keep everything that I don't want to deal with. So yeah, this is my little setup. It's really cute. Well, I think it is anyway. And then if you're interested, under here I just have a lot of stuff. I've got my printer, my laptop, washi tape, wires, crafting stuff, collage-y stuff. I was working on updating my journal and this is my little opening page. And then I have a mini fridge that I just don't really use. Got my PS5, my games, the controllers and stuff.
Ever play Gwent?
I got Gwen.
Wouldn't mind a few rounds of Gwent.
I saw that they were making a physical version of Gwent,
Gwent?
so I immediately spent all my money on that.
Yearning to play a few rounds of Gwent. Always ready for a round.
So yeah, that is my little desk area. I'm really happy with it. My only regret is that the desk space isn't actually that big. But then I'm also glad that I have that little bit of storage space, because any bit of storage space is much needed in this room because it's not very big and I've got a lot of stuff. Next up, I bought this green organizer, which I thought was going to be a lot smaller than it actually is. I just have some of my toiletries and then just bits like that. So let's do a 180. This is my teddy corner, which is something every 25-year-old should have. Oh god. I love plushies, I love teddies. If I see them and they're adorable, I can't not buy them. That's what this corner is. Got a life-size pink skeleton. He's let Babbity into his heart. No. Got Totoro. My childhood teddies are in there. I did decide to leave the undercroft open since the cats like it in there, but I do have this 3-tiered pumpkin just to guard it a little bit. We got Lemon Grab. One day he will literally have a dedicated space, but that will have to wait till I have a bigger room, if that ever happens.
Unacceptable condition! Unacceptable!
So next to that, the infamous set of drawers that I almost set on fire. And then on top, I've just got some teddies, my big baddie bear. It was the Valentine's edition and I had to get it. Rachel got me this devil guy. I also chopped this display thing in half so that I could keep this little dinosaur lunchbox under it, which holds all of the jewellery that I don't really wear that much. And then this is where I'm keeping jewellery that I do wear. I got this from a charity shop. It really reminds me of one that my mum has. And then I've got this little candle thing, which Connor got me. And then I have my banister, which I pile all my clothes on. So we've upgraded from a dumping chair to a dumping banister. But yeah, I've hidden all that from you today. So next thing is my wall. And I have all these prints that I wanted to put up, so that's what this space is. So right in the middle, I've got this mirror. It's really cute. I got it from TK Maxx. I just wanted something a little bit artsy, I guess, so that it kind of looks like it matches with all the little artsy bits. So in the middle, I've got these little stickers that I had for a million years and I didn't really know what to do with them, so I stuck them on here. And then while I was volunteering, one of the participants actually gave this to me and it honestly means the world to me. This is from Cape Verde. Sophie gave me this Yu-Gi-Oh card because it reminded her of me. I have a few prints by Audra Auclair, who's one of my OG inspirations. And there are a few 3D bits, like I have this pretty little blind box figure here. I just like the idea of making the wall a bit more visually interesting and not just flat. Like I also have some of my Ghost Bear figures here. They don't look as good on the display stands because they're flat. I think they look quite cute here. Bing, 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 bing. Little picture of me and Connor. Dexter. This is by Sophie. A drawing I did of Sandy years ago. Oh, and this is this little box I mentioned before had this little sun inside, so I've got that next to my mirror. And then this is the captain from Ghosts. He's my favourite character. This came with a present that Sophie got me, and then another captain sticker. Bing, 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 bing. I just very recently finished Claire Obscure, and that game absolutely destroyed me. I really wanted an SKA hug, so I did this little drawing, so this is what's gonna go on my wall next.
Wee! I am grumpy, but I'm also wee! So the wee balances the...
Also, I know I shouldn't really be doing this at this point, but I made these little ghosts in one of my volunteering sessions, so I'm gonna put them on my wall. I figured they could sit with me and SKA. Ghost protection! Yeah! And then I have this giant Evil Dead 3 poster. It's actually a mistranslation, so it says Captain Supermarket, which is why there's all the soup cans and stuff, and I just think it's really funny and cute. Next to this I have one of Sophie's cards that she designed, and then I made this tiny pin board out of a much bigger pin board. I was going to buy a whole new one and then I realised I could just chop up the other one. And I actually made some pins for it out of clay. I made this little guy, this little devil. I also made this little mushroom. These were earrings that I turned into pins and then added these little dangly bits. And then I just wanted it to look like things were stood on the mushrooms. So there's a little dinosaur earring there and little dinosaurs on this one. Little witch cat, and then Cartman with a booby canvas. I like to think he's like trying to find out who did it. Nice having a little pin space again. So yeah, I guess last sort of bit is this ledge. I was really excited about this because I knew I was just going to use it to display stuff. So yeah, let's get into it. Here I have one of these. Really reminds me of childhood. I don't know if anybody's ever watched any of my other videos, but for some reason I just always have tampons just in weird places. So I actually have a place for them now. On top of that, I've got No Face. Lucy got me that for my birthday. And then she also got me this little guy. Oh, he's a bit dusty. The only thing is I have some things that I would rather have displayed. It's like the comic I made in college, and then this is the art book I made in uni. I also have this Smooch magazine by my friend Sophie, which is so cool, and I want to have it out, but everything's currently in here because I just want to make sure that everything stays flat. Oh, I'm destroying my space. Oh, don't look, Sophie. I've just sent everything flying. Anyway, yeah, so above that, I did have this mask, which I don't think is ever gonna go back up now. Basically, this was the mask that I made for a New Year's party, but I ended up getting spiked. So that was traumatizing. My mask got kind of destroyed, so I tried to repair it. Like, I filled in the cracks with silver, and like I added new feathers and all of that jazz. But yeah, so I might do like a story time or something about that one day. But I want to keep it on my wall because I was so proud of it, and I'm not letting some weirdo take that from me. Anyway, on the rest of the wall, I have one of my prints, which is actually going to be displayed at my first exhibition in January. It's now got a title. It's called Barely Devils. And then I have these devils that I drew, and then oh, what? And I've also got this little sticker of Snake, this Hoosier's record, and then this cow plant. What are they called? I do this. I've made some of them. I can't remember what they're called. I actually did the Conqueror walking thing, so I got one of those medals. I'm working towards my second one now, but they're so cool. Like, look at that. I think Ciri's under there. Oh! Ciri's under there. And then Geralt at the back. But it's so detailed, I love it. And then I have this wither that my brother Sam made when he was in high school. I don't even know if he knows I have that. This is another one of like my prized possessions. It's a Bioshock Tamagotchi. So it's a Biogotchi, and it's got a little Big Daddy in there. It actually makes me cry. That is so cute. And then under that I have all my art books. realizing that all of the titles aren't facing the same way. And then I actually have some Witcher graphic novels, which I have never read, but I will one day. And then this, which is my little display shelf, this is probably my favorite part of my room, just because it's just things. So this is my little girly section, which basically just means I try to fill it with anything pink and just like have soft, pretty colors. It also has a lot of like cute little things like Littlest Pet Shop and Moomin and Sylvanian Families, and then any of the blind boxes that kind of match the vibe. I love this one so much, it's so cute. Alice in Wonderland in it. And then here is kind of my witchy vibe. I've got a little spider in the back, this ghost with a little ghost hat, and then all of these little magic-y bits. They're not magic-y bits, I'm just being weird. This is Sandy's fur. It looks like this because I actually didn't get anything from Sandy, which was really sad, and it really broke my heart. So I got out her old harness and collar and everything. I actually sat there with tweezers and got every piece of fur off that I could find. And then I've got Tom's fur and Max's fur. And then this is Dexter's puppy tooth. This is baby tooth. And then I've just started doing this. This is gonna be a little cat whisker jar. Speaking of, bastards. So I love this little section. It's just nice. And then like I've got this protection jar that Sammy gave me. A little ghost in a jar. Little frog. Wizard. This one's got some more books and bits, and then it's supposed to be a little bit wildlife swampy, I guess. And then here I have some of my old bullet journals, and I also have these bears that Connor got me. But I actually repainted them the other day, just to make them look a little bit more like us. This one is probably the least thought out space. So I've got this jar with an imposter sticking out of it, some fugglers at the back, Lafufu, and then just some other bits. And then this one is probably one of my favourites as well. I've got this lamp, which cost me way too much considering it doesn't even look good when it's lit up, but we won't talk about that because it is still very, very cute. I've got these little skeletons. These two are sat on top of my Mighty Boosh book, kicking their little feet. They're also in love. And then some shark teeth. And then there's this space. So this has my Lafufu that I did the makeover of. You might have seen it. Got these little guys. This is Frank. He used to be a full skeleton, but he kind of got destroyed. So I thought I'd just take his head and then he can be here. He's like Boney from Trapdoor.
Happy, Boney? No, Buck. I'm cold and I'm bored and I want to go home.
So he's just vibing, he's fine. Let me know if anybody else collected Go-Go's. I don't know if I mentioned this in one of my other videos, but I have a lot of Go-Go's about. This is what sparked my blind box obsession. Everyone goes on about how, oh, this is gambling, stop it. But then I'm like, when I was little, I was doing it with these things. Why is it okay when I'm little, but now it's not? More key rings. Again, I just wanted it to be a little bit more visually interesting, so I made sure to add some dangly bits like this. Guys, what are you doing? I'm trying to film. Yeah, pretend that you're friends now, eh? Oh. And then here is the last little section. So I just have some books. Here's the Witcher book that I'm on, and we can pretend that it hasn't taken me years to read this series. And then I've just got this little frog that I think is my mum's, but I really love his eyes, so I'm keeping him here. And then up top, I've got all of this shit. Woo! So I have my Calathea, which is the only plant in the world that I have managed to keep alive. It's supposed to be a really hard plant to keep alive, so I don't really know why. But anyway, this is Winston. He is a beautiful boy. We're best friends. I have kept my Pothos downstairs alive as well, actually. That's unruly now. And then he's like the little guardian of the Calathea. He looks after it for me. So then I've got these guys, little baby I found on the floor, and then that little rabbit is my childhood little key ring. Here is a print that my friend Kizzy made. There's a print that I made, Ghost Raindrops. And then this one's from my friend Hannah. This was packaging for something that I painted blue, so it's the same colour as my wall over there. And then I put these tiny pop mart figures in there. And then I just have this display thingy. I did give it a good dusting and I'm just hoping that it's okay now, but yeah. With all my ghost bears, some of the go-go's that I have, and then the rest of all those capybara figures that I mentioned before. Okay, so last thing up here is this corner. I have my Dragon Ball Z manga box set, which I'm very excited to have. And then on top of that, I have this Goku and Gohan figure, which cost me an unholy amount of money, but I don't regret it at all because it's adorable. It was an absolute nightmare to set up though. I can't even express how much I struggled to get them to just stay in that position. And then next to them I just have an Elden Ring poster, a little card that Lucy got me a while ago, and then lastly a little uni teddy. It really is like my favourite little place, this, I think. Last thing to show you is the stairs. Nothing really happened with the stairs. I think I mentioned that if I didn't paint it now I would never do it, and I never did it. I was right. On here I've started sticking some tiles, so I got these from Wales. They look nice. I like this guy. And then dangling off the staircase I have this guy which Connor bought me, and I also have Dave. I think he was a bit heartbroken about always being kept in the corner, so he's now in a different corner. He's chilling here, but he's got my little devil hat that Lucy made me, and he's kind of just chilling now on the stairs, which I really like. I think it's really funny. Until he kicks me in the head anyway. The only thing that I actually failed to do was to paint the walls on the stairs. And then there was also here. I might do something with that in the future, something fun. I'll keep you updated with that. So that is my room tour. I just really wanted to take a minute to just appreciate all the little things that I have. It's really nice just having like all my little things around. I can't express how happy I am that I finally have a room, just have a place to exist. I'm really excited about this, and I really hope that you enjoyed seeing my room. Please let me know what your favorite part is, or like if you have any ideas to make it cooler. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't watched the rest of the series, then I really think you should, because just seeing the transformation is crazy. Like, we've come so far. So yeah, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye! What do you think of my room, Beef?